Hi everybody, Russ from My Hammers 11. Hope you're safe and well. For YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell icon so you're made aware of any time we have new content coming on. We'll keep you going during the off season with all West Ham content and West Ham family talks and stuff like that. Loads of great guests, including today's guest. I'm looking forward to this one. It's Michael Clifford. Hi Michael, how are you?
I'm alright, Russ. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, you can't grumble, can you? As long as you got your help. How have you been during this sort of weird time we live in at the moment?
Well, over here in Sweden, they didn't shut anything down. We just carried on, as per usual, and we got about 6,000 deaths compared to Denmark, 619. So I don't know if that was the right thing to do. We should have shut down. Denmark shut down, and they've only had about 600 deaths. Sweden didn't shut down, and we're up to 6,000. So maybe they should have closed the schools. I mean, all the nurseries and all the schools, everything's been open. Just
crazy, isn't it?
Can't call in sick. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. It's the same as compared to here.
The entire world shuts down.
Yeah, exactly.
Except Sweden, and it's like we're seeing it all on the news, and we're thinking they're shutting all the schools and cancelling all trains, but over here, no, I have to turn up at the nursery, I have to turn up at the schools. Still,
weird, isn't it?
Have to pay the bills.
Yeah, exactly. Very strange. But yeah, I mean, especially as you said,
no furlough over here.
No, exactly, and that's it's weird, isn't it, when you think about it? You know how much the UK has been, or everywhere, as you said, has been sort of upturned in the last few months, and Sweden just carried on as normal.
Carried on as per usual.
Mental.
Social distancing is what we've actually been told, but that's it.
Yeah.
There's no one wearing masks. It's just
it's
surreal.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah, I can imagine.
Everybody's just getting on with their lives.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a complete opposite here. Obviously, I know, it's really weird. But we went to a shopping centre the other day, like in masks, like at Lakeside shopping centre, and it's just weird, walking around everywhere with the masks on, because it's an indoor shopping centre. It's very strange. Very strange.
You're not allowed into the shops, actually, without them on now, are you?
No, you're not. And every shop has got a hand sanitizer station, which you have to, then go through, and you can't. All the changing rooms are shut, so you got to guess, got to go and try if you got and try and return it. But it is,
I've got about 10 bottles in my car, actually, hand sanitizer. I've always got one in my pocket or in the car. I'm cleaning my hands wherever I go. But
I know my hands have never been so clean. They're almost
unbelievable. Actually, I'm a lift engineer, and I've got child's hands.
I know, same as mine. It's like, it looks like I haven't done a proper day's work anyway, but it's like it's so soft. It's lovely. It's that aloe vera. That's what does it. The aloe vera. And hello to everyone else who's there. We digress as always in this channel.
All right.
So, but we're in the Premier League next year, and they managed to only just, but at least we're not Bournemouth.
It's the West Ham way, though, isn't it?
It is the West Ham way. We all know it far too well, Michael, to be honest, in terms of...
I remember about 4 or 5 good seasons in 35 years.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's about it, right. Isn't it? I suppose, I mean, there's a couple under Harry. Slaven had one.
Yeah.
And that was about it, really. You have to go back to the early 80s and John Lyall, but I mean you have to be 50 to remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that. No, you're right. And thinking about it, you're right. It's like you can count them on one hand since the mid '80s of good seasons, and even that those Redknapp years, we based on the players we had, we underperformed. I think to finish where we did, we should have been pushing for
probably the best time we ever had.
Yeah, I agree.
Was during the Redknapp years. It was just you didn't know what was going to happen from day to day. Like who was going to kick who was going to fight Paolo, how many Germans he was going to bring in tomorrow. It was just a great time to support the club. Actually,
it was entertaining.
extremely. He really does know the football inside out.
Yeah.
He's got a huge. Well, he's getting on a bit now. He's like me, but extremely underrated, and we should never have got a shot of him. But all the rumours flying about, so.
Yeah, these things happen, don't they? But Redknapp was at the helm for like 7 years. That's for in the modern day. That's like a veteran, isn't it?
That won't happen again.
No, you won't get 7 years out of manager anymore. Eddie Howe is obviously
especially not a West Ham anyway.
No, West Ham. We like to chop and change a bit, but as long as Moyes is given a couple of years, because I think we need that stability now. Do you know what I mean? We had chopped and changed, and
stick with Moyes.
Yeah. I think we have to, because I think he's got the right attitude in terms of what he wants to bring in with the right players. Young, hungry, championship type players. That's the West Ham. He's the West Ham way, really, isn't it? Buy a player which you can sell on for a profit as well. That's very unusual for the last few years that happens. But
exactly. And the hardest bit for him, it's not to get players in; it's to get the players out that he doesn't want.
Yeah.
I don't know if he fancies Anderson, or I don't know if he fancies Haller, but he has to get them off the wage bill before he can actually go out and replace them. And who's interested in that, Edward?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I just don't think. I think, you're right. We're not going to get your money back. If you sold Anderson on the market today, you're not getting your money back. You're not making a profit.
Get 17 quid for him, actually, to be perfectly honest.
I think
good games all season.
He did. He wasn't at the races this year, was he at all?
No.
And I don't think they'll get rid of Haller. I think Anderson's the one I reckon they'll probably get rid of. The rumours are he's in Italy now trying to negotiate a move back to Lazio. But that's the only that's sort of the way he'll get out of the club, is going back to Lazio probably, because he was there for a few years and was well established. So, but who knows? And then who knows what's going to happen? The thing is, everything's up in the air, because we can't buy. We want to buy the two lads from Brentford or something. We've got to wait until the playoff final to see if they're in the Premier League or not. You know what I mean? So it's
because we don't know. They don't even know if they want to come yet, because they might want to stay at Brentford and give it a go. So
especially because they've got a new stadium as well.
Brentford. I used to go to Brentford when I couldn't get to the away games.
It's quite a few people I know do have Brentford as their second team.
It was. If I couldn't go to the away teams in the 80s, I'd go to Griffin Park. It was just a really nice ground, a really nice team. I used to go on my own as well. I
didn't mind at all.
Actually.
Yeah.
Everyone
I suppose
I'm going to Orient. I'm going to Orient. I'm going to Brentford.
Yeah. I suppose so. But obviously they've got a new stadium next season, haven't they? So fair play if they get Premier League.
If the players
there.
go up, I don't.
Oh no, we won't get them. No, because new stadium, exactly. Yeah, new stadium, Premier League. They'll give it at least until Christmas and see what happens. If the wheels come off and they're doing Norwich, then they'll look to probably move a few of them to sort of lessen the blow of going down, in terms of financially. But who knows? You don't know what with these teams. It's like famously, obviously, when I remember Sheffield United this year, they've outperformed really what everyone was going to predict they were doing and stuff like that. But
didn't actually come back too well. But
no, and that's the thing. It's weird, isn't it?
The motivation, because they knew they'd actually stayed up, and that had to be the goal of the season for them. So
you're right, and it's one of those things where it's quite funny when the restart happened. Some teams really, I think we obviously really benefited from that restart eventually after the first couple of games when we got back into it.
Yeah.
But you're right,
tough game to start.
We did, and I think people were a little bit unrealistic of those two games, thinking, we'll turn over Wolves. No, we'd never turn over because they're good, and Tottenham. And and we did turn up a bit for that.
We turned up a bit. A
bit. It was more than Wolves, and then you just knew when the Chelsea game was coming along that they were going to turn up for that game, just because that's West Ham.
I don't know. Actually, I wasn't sure about that one. Actually, I thought, here we go again. I hate those games that come along every year. It's sort of a game you can't enjoy it because you know you have to win. And I'm like half the game like this. I just can't enjoy it. Just can't enjoy the game at all.
It was nice actually when it came to the Villa game to actually almost sit back a little bit and
go, the players sat back a bit too much. Actually.
They did.
It was the first game all season that they didn't have to care what the score was.
Yeah.
Half of them just couldn't be asked. I sort of understand it in a way, but
I know what you mean.
Make some changes then.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been maybe a nice opportunity to see some of the kids in. People like obviously they brought Connor Coventry back, didn't they?
Yeah.
And he was in the squad. It'd be nice, and you're right. It's that type of game where you're thinking, particularly at the end when he threw Anderson on for 10 minutes, you're thinking, surely you should just throw one of the youngsters on. Just like Silva. Yeah, exactly. It was just like pointless.
Anderson, he didn't want to come on for 10 minutes.
No.
He's thinking, I don't want to get injured because I want to go back to Lazio. So.
Yeah. And that's unfortunately what it's like for some players at the moment.
Yeah.
But
it is.
We'll see what happens.
We can't grumble.
We can't grumble. We're in the we could be Bournemouth. They've lost their Premier League status and then they've lost their manager.
No, it's horrible.
And it's horrible. And you knew it was going to happen as soon as they went down.
He's done all right on the shoestring. Actually, it's when he went out
had
and
money.
bought some players.
Yeah.
And they let them down. Actually,
they did.
So
we'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean,
you say, I've been doing it on a shoestring budget. I mean, that's all he'd say, isn't it? So,
good old Harry, wheeling and dealing like the best.
I don't think he'll get a job out before the start of the season, but I think he'll come in if a bottom 10 team are in trouble. Come the end of September, it will be November by now. Yeah.
That's his level, isn't it? That's his level, I think.
He's my tip for replacing Potter at Brighton in about November. Hopefully it's not West Ham. He's replacing Moyes, and we've got 4 points after 12 games.
Well, that's the thing. I'm full of optimism for the next season, like I am every season. And I know there'll be 3 games in, and we'd have lost.
There'll be 3 games in. We'll have a point, and we'll have to win the 4th.
Yeah, we'd have lost to West Brom 5-0 away, and drawn against Burnley, and grounded out a 0-0 against Sheffield United, and then
I know.
They reel me back in every year. It's blind optimism.
You go there and you think and then you leave and you just think why? It's every season.
It is every season.
It's not so much that they lose; it's just you go hoping they're going to win, and yet you know they're going to lose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I mean, obviously, the difference since restart. I mean, you've got that Man United game. Man United away. Yeah. It was the first time we've gone to a club like that and had a go. Do you know what I mean? We had a go, and I think
we had a go.
Yeah, and I don't. And if we lost that game, I would have been. Well, we had a go.
It didn't really matter, actually.
Yeah.
We had a go.
And I think that's.
Have a go.
No, you're right. It's so defensive. I think, but I just think there's just so much money in the game that everyone's crap scared of it going down, and it's just frustrating, isn't it?
Are we going to get anything when we go to Arsenal or Manchester United, or I can't say Chelsea because we've done the double over, but I mean, who goes to the Etihad and plays them off the park? You can't but have a go.
That's what I mean. It's free hit, isn't it? It's a free hit. Yeah, that's what I think with these teams.
Go, and if you lose 5-0 like we usually do, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because everybody expected us to
lose it anyway,
including us. So you might surprise yourself.
And you're right. It's those couple of games a season where it is the 2 or 3 games a season we turn up to, whether it's Tottenham or Chelsea or always Man United, and we know they're coming every season, and that is basically our cup finals, isn't it? We have 3 or 4 cup finals a year, and
I don't really like to admit it, but it is, because we haven't had too many cup finals, have we?
No. And everyone's craving for one. It's funny. Everyone I interview in this is like, I just want us to be, 30 points by halfway through the season, by January or whatever, or 25 by January, and then just have a go at the cup. And I think everyone wants that to happen. It's just really, it's not going to happen. That's the thing. You just know. It's just, unless something
I
changes
remember
drastically.
when we lost in 2006, I was totally in shock. I drove home on my own, straight after the game.
Yeah.
I didn't have a drink, and I got home and I sat in my parents' house, and I sat up all night till about 4:45 in the morning. I didn't eat, I didn't drink any. I was just, how did we lose that game of football? How did we lose that game of football? And they call it the Gerrard final.
Yeah.
Ben Ayoun took the piss the whole game. He was the best player on the park by about... He was head and shoulders above Gerrard, but he scored that goal. And I've never seen that. We win 3-2 every time I see that, because I turn it off after Paul Kuszewski's goal. So we've done that about 20 times. So
I know, and that is West Ham in a nutshell. That whole game, it just is. You know, things fading and dying. It's it's our war song. So and we knew it, but it's our song, and we you knew it was going to come as well. You just knew there was this West Ham sting in the tail, and then
especially when it went to penalties. I thought, here we go. Can anyone be worse than the England team? And we were shocking, absolutely terrible penalties. I might as well have climbed over and taken one. They were terrible penalties, except for Teddy.
Well, you could be rest assured with Teddy's penalty. Anyway, so it. What I was going to say, Michael. Obviously, we've spoken about West Ham already. Now, the first question I always ask everyone. 17 minutes into the video, Michael. This is the point. This is the point. We have a ramble. That's what it is. This is a ramble. We don't. It's just two blokes, almost like we're talking in the pub. Why is West Ham your club, Michael? Why are you West Ham?
Now, I actually had to look into that after I knew I was coming here, because my dad is crazy Manchester United. Absolutely. He's 83 years old, and you can't talk to him for a week if they lose. And he's got... he had 3 sons. Yeah. And the oldest one was Chelsea. I was West Ham. And then we have an Arsenal fan. And he didn't try to push his team to us, unlike us. My son had to support West Ham. He didn't have a choice in the matter. No. But it was my granddad on my mum's side. He used to play for Cobh Ramblers, who play in claret and blue. Yeah. Right? And so when he moved over here, he supported Aston Villa, which is also claret and blue. And I remember as I was a kid, he kept on at me, you have to support West Ham, it's claret and blue, and Bobby Moore, and you won the World Cup, and so it's always been about the colour. Yeah. Strangely enough, colour and blue. So I supported them. I was pushed by my granddad. Come with West Ham, you have to have a look. Have a look at the colours; they're really nice. And so I was a West Ham fan, and leaning to my dad, I want to be a West Ham fan. You've got to take me to Upton Park. So, I mean, he was going to Highbury, he was going to Upton Park, and he was going to Stamford Bridge. Oh, God. So, and he's absolutely actually, I think I'm a crazy fan. He's 83, and if they lose, he won't even pick the phone up. He just won't answer the phone. I do. And you can't take the piss. If you take the piss, it'll throw you out your house almost. Oh, that's mental. Yeah, so they can think it's always been about the colour. It was the colour. It happens quite a lot. Maybe it's quite an unusual sort of matching. It's not red or blue or anything like that. It's all white. So so it's always been about the colour for me. Actually, the shirts. It's been about the colour of shirts. Yeah, and more than anyone, Michael, it's all about the shirts with you, isn't it? It's all about the shirts. I suppose it is, yeah. How many shirts have you? How many match worn shirts have you got? 744. Oh no, and I have kissed a girl actually because I've got 4 kids. So
Yeah. And I have kissed a girl, honestly. I have had sex, I promise you. 4 times.
I have at least 4 times anyway.
Lucky you. Oh, I've only got one
I've
daughter.
been told.
Yeah.
I've been told.
So with the shirts, what was your first match worn shirt? Do you remember the first one you got?
The first match worn shirt I got, I had the 83-85 Adidas at home that had the blue stripe going through. I had a number 10 of Trevor Brooking.
Mental.
And yeah, absolutely. And I had about 20 shirts, and I moved to Sweden in 1989, and I put them in my mum's attic to keep them safe. And about 10 years afterwards, I thought, right, I have to bring those. I climbed up the attic, and I was having a look round, and I'm like, have you moved my shirts, Mum? Oh, those old things, I threw them out. She said, I didn't think you wanted them. All right, Mum.
Okay.
I didn't think you wanted them. They were wrapped in plastic bags and bubble wrap. I had them in a suitcase. I hid them in the corner. How do you think I didn't want them? You could have brought them with you when you moved. Oh well.
Oh dear.
Well, so they're gone. But that was my first one actually.
Oh, it's
Trevor
fantastic.
Brooking shirt, and he actually gave me that.
Wow.
He gave me that in about, I think it'll be. We have Avco Trust 83, 84, and I had Avco, so it would have been after August 84.
Yeah. That's mental. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's gone.
Oh
It's a lucky
dear.
dustman. I haven't got a clue who he bloody supported. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if
Lucky
he was a
dustman.
West Ham fan, he went, yeah, I've got
could
these,
you-
and if he wasn't, he most probably threw them away. So,
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking.
yeah,
Um.
it is.
Yeah. No, it is. And at 700 odd as well. You've got now. It could have been
714. Terrible.
Gosh, that's mental. The fact that you got 714 as well, Michael.
No, I didn't. I counted them because I thought he might ask me. So I'm in the room.
Oh, really?
I was in the room about half an hour ago and counted them. I thought, I haven't got 714 of these. Why I counted them twice?
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
It's not really. It's like,
It is.
come on,
It
get a
is.
life. You've got to do something else.
It's something which it's a claim to fame, Michael. I don't think there's many other people I know who have one match worn shirt, let alone 714 match worn shorts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's like under 21s and under 23s. I have to include those because they're actually worn on the West Ham shirts. So 714. It was terrible. I thought I can't say 714. I'll cut it down to about 300. I don't. I have to 714.
No, don't. You've got to say 714. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. I'm gonna make. So obviously, we do this thing, the Hammers 11. So the idea being is you pick your 11 of players you want to pick. The only rule is that you have to be alive to have seen them play. That's the only rule.
Right.
So
I can't pick Vic Watson, but I can pick
no.
Bobby Moore because I was born in '66.
And I can't pick Bobby Moore, but I can pick Gary Breen.
There you go.
There you go. See, it's just yin and yang.
Rather you than me if we're picking Gary Breen.
That's what I mean. I always try and think it's like random when someone asks me that. And sorry, Gary Breen just got in my head just now. It's usually Javier Margas, but Gary Breen's popped into
He was
there.
all right. I still like him.
He was funny, weren't he? Didn't speak a word of
Jumped out
English.
the hotel room.
Yeah.
Went back to Chile because he was homesick. And
Yeah.
came back with claret and blue hair.
I know. That was awesome. I remember his.
You have to love that, don't you?
I think it's brilliant. His kids were in my school, my primary school. I wasn't at primary school then. I was in secondary. But and I remember they spoke more English than him, and they only spoke like 4 or 5 words of English, and he still didn't speak any English by the time he left the club. But I remember he left and came back with this claret and blue hair. It's like, God, the
But how homesick have you got to be and bail out of a hotel?
Yeah.
Out of a hotel, oh, yeah. He bailed out of a hotel. He jumped from the 2nd floor or something, or whatever he done. It was like
it was something like that.
you've really got to be homesick to do that, haven't you? I mean, why not just walk out the main door? It's not like
Yes, the
just
security.
walk out, isn't it? You pack your bag and away you go.
No one's going to blink twice. He's only just signed for West Ham. It's
No,
not like he's bloody Pele or something like that, where everyone's going to recognise him, is it? He's like some Chilean defender.
That's what I mean.
But God bless
Don't
him.
let the West Ham player, if he's walking out, I mean, all he's got to say is, I'm going to the shop, or if they ask where he's going, so it's got nothing to do with you. I'm going for a cigarette. He could say whatever, couldn't he?
But that was just whole of that weird period of West Ham, wasn't it? We just had these like, you know, the Marco Bugas and people like that, and
great,
you know,
great. What a story!
Yeah, brilliant. We had Martin Allen on the channel, and Harry put him to room with Bugas because basically anyone who Harry didn't know much about, he gave him to Mad Dog to room with.
Oh, right.
He'd sort him out, you know, and he just said he was an absolute nutter. Honestly, you think I'm crazy, he was crazier, you know, and that just says if Mad Dog, man whose name is Mad Dog, says that the player is madder than him, that just shows you he was a nutter.
Yeah, has to be.
Brilliant story. And like we had that was that whole conveyor belt. You had like, you know, Rada Choi, who, you know, went to Harrods or whatever, and you had,
he didn't get a fair crack at the whip.
No, he was good. He was good, wasn't he?
Good player.
Remember that Man United game?
He scored 2 great goals, home to Man United, home to Sunderland, and they're 2 fantastic goals. And is Harry saying he didn't like the hustle and the bustle and he didn't like the hustle and bustle. I'd rather have had a choice than Ian Dowie.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no disrespect to Dowie if he gets on the show, but I mean,
I know what you mean. Yeah. In terms of just quality. I mean, you know, we had I had Steve. Yeah, well, that's the thing. We had Steve Jones on, and he put Foot Tray in his 11, and I was like, okay. He went and he told this fantastic story about when they were doing the pre-season cross countries round by Hainault Forest. They're all there, ready to go. This blacked out limousine pulls up. Window goes down. It's Paolo Futre in his kit with a cigarette. Dark glasses. Flicks the cigarette out. Gets out the car. Already full kit. Ready to go. Runs for about 10 minutes. Jumps back in the car. Lights up. Off it goes.
Got to love it.
That's what I mean. It's brilliant.
That's just pure class.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's just so funny. He's like, I don't need to do no more.
Yeah, I haven't got any knees, lads. I've got no knees.
Exactly. That's what famously he said when he didn't have no knees and stuff. That's why he couldn't play for that long. Anyway, again, we digress, but we always do.
Sorry.
That's the whole point of this channel. So this 11. So we'll go through it. We'll start off in goal. Who's in goal for the Clifford 11?
Now, I have a Phil Park shirt, I have a McCloskey shirt, and I have Green, Fabianski, Randolph. I've got them all. But who's going to go in goal?
Here's the question.
And everyone's going to go, who the hell is that? Jan Lastufka.
He sounds very vaguely familiar. Was he a squad player for him?
Yeah,
was he a squad player?
He was. Yeah, he
Brilliant.
Was over here 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Couldn't speak any English at all.
Good start.
Asked him for a shirt. He really didn't have a clue what I was on about. In the end, I got one, and I only picked it for the simple. I think that is a very, very, very nice shirt. It's the only reason I picked it.
It was the famous patch shirt, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was after Esther was on bust. If we use the away shirt, we used to have the blue patch. It was only 2 games that we had the purple patch, and I think
because it was the wrong because they'd sweat, wouldn't they? And this bit would be darker than the actual patch itself.
So, and he signed it in a really, really, really dodgy pen, actually, but the signature's
That's
just
awesome.
about there on
Wow.
the two. Hold on.
That's brilliant. Let me just go forward.
So there you
fantastic.
go. I bet you didn't think anyone was going to pick him.
No, I was about to say, I think we've had 100
Googling away, thinking who's that?
I've had 170 odd players, and Jan Lestuka hasn't come up, and so much so I haven't even bothered to Google him to put his name on the bottom because I think. But yes,
thought,
brilliant, love it.
The Nearly runs. He's
look at them.
Phil Parks.
There he is.
There we go. 89 scoreline. Here's Phil Parks.
Oh, that's the one I meant. Yeah.
86.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Wow.
And here's Miludo. I'll just show everyone that.
There,
he
yeah.
Got any goalkeeper shirts if he picks those. But I do.
Just to prove. It's funny, isn't it, how I don't necessarily remember seasons like this was in the 92, 93 season. For me, it's all down to the shirts. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and it's like
picture players in shirts.
Yeah. It's like the thing I got. Steve Grieger's doing My Hammers 11. It's all on the shirts.
To do mine as well.
It's brilliant. Honestly, it's great. But yeah, because I was looking at it the other day. It's just all different shirts.
He's probably going to check my goalkeeper to start with. Are you real? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, because I don't think I've got a patch on my one. I haven't got the patch shirt. No, I wasn't around with them ones.
No, but it's just I picked that because it's a nice looking shirt. I like it, and so I mean I can't just choose a Phil Parks.
No, I like it.
He was the best.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper I've ever seen at Upton Park, but that's the nicest goalkeeper shirt I've seen us ever have.
Yeah.
So it's got to go in.
Yeah, no, I love it.
And a couple around actually, so I've got one.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. All right, we'll put Jan in. Right, you go through the team as you want to, Michael, because you go for it as you want to, man.
Right back.
Yep.
Let me have a look who I've got over here now.
I love this. Oh,
85,
nice.
86.
Oh, it's got to be in it. It's got to be Tonks.
Tonks. Now.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I've got one, and I'll tell you why. He kept everything. He kept his boots, his shirt, he kept pictures, he kept everything. I have an amazing story. 1980 FA Cup final, Pat Rice asked him to swap, and Pat Rice could see that he didn't really want to.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, no, I want to keep my shirt. So Pat gave him his Arsenal shirt and told him he could keep his West Ham one.
Incredible.
So there you go.
I love it.
And how I know is, I've asked him where his cup final shirt is, and he told me it's locked away with everything else I bought up in my attic. So.
Oh, fantastic.
There you go. And I have one actually. He wore that about 10, 12 times, according to who I got that from. Which
that's amazing.
I won't say.
No, of course. Love it.
Right.
Right, Tonka's in. Who's next?
Left back.
Left back.
I was
Okey-doke.
going to go for... Now, I might have to stand up here, actually. There we go. No, I don't. There we go.
Oh,
the left back
nice.
shirt.
Yeah, lovely. Good old
Julian Dix.
Yeah, that's the classic one, isn't it? That's the classic.
Yeah.
The old early BAC.
Yeah, there you go.
That's brilliant. And obviously famously coming back with Slav next year, so
yeah,
back to London Stadium. Good luck to him.
That has to be top in my collection. It's in the top.
Really?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Julian. He's an unbelievable player for us.
Yeah.
And we haven't actually replaced him. Or Ray Stewart.
No. It's the one area which I think, goalkeepers, as you said, you reeled off 3 or 4 goalkeepers, and Fabianski now, and we've always had a nice. But you're right.
2 good goalkeepers actually.
Yeah. And obviously afterwards you've got Nathan Trott, who's going to be a good keeper as well.
Yeah.
Fullbacks never maybe Ben Johnson, who knows.
Yeah. Actually, I just have to add, I've met Julian on a few occasions actually, and
Yeah.
it's totally the opposite. Often on the
Yeah.
on the pitch, he's like, he blows his nose and he doesn't even use his fingers. He just out with like, and
Yeah.
straight off the pitch, he's so unbelievable. He's so kind. He's so softly spoken. He gets on the
Indeed.
pitch, he's like a raging bull.
Yeah.
If we
just
could
him,
have
innit?
just two or three. I mean, they don't even have to be as good as him.
Nah.
No, but just with that kind of attitude, we wouldn't go
Yeah.
down again if we had two Julian Dixies on the pitch. No.
Nah. Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. And obviously he's going to be a dad again very soon as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's
just
gonna
that's
be
what he
good
needs.
again.
Just planning for the Premier League and
I can't say anything because I'm 54 and I have a 1-year-old in bed.
oh, fantastic!
There you go.
It keeps you young, man.
So, well, I don't know about keeps me young. It keeps me bloody tired, I can tell you. So, there you
I know
go.
what you mean.
Right.
Go on, then,
Who
you crack
else am I
on.
going to choose? My centre halves.
Centre halves.
Right. I have one, and I'm allowed to pick him, but I can't remember seeing him play.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing.
There you go.
That is phenomenal.
Hold on. I just have to tell you, I'm not picking him, and I'll tell you why I'm not.
Yeah, got it.
I can't, right. It's not the shirt. It's I can't remember seeing the man play.
Fair play. Fair play.
I did,
Yeah.
according to my dad. But I've got no memory of it. I can't remember. I cannot remember. I can't. I have to tell you a story about that quickly. We played Crystal Palace at home, September 1971, and the Palace captain, John Saul, asked him if he could have his shirt for his testimonial raffle.
Wow.
And so he said, "I'm not allowed to give it to you. I have to ask." So he asked. He was allowed to give it to him.
Yeah.
His friend won the shirt in the raffle when he gave it back to John Saul.
Fantastic.
There you go. And when he retired to America, I tried tracing him down. And after about 10 years of pestering, I got it.
That's brilliant.
So, thank you very much, John Saul. There you go.
Love it. What's the
Right,
story?
now the two centre
Go on
halves I am going to pick.
Yeah.
There's one.
Oh, that's nice.
Alvin Martin.
That's brilliant, isn't it? What a lovely shirt.
That's unbelievable, that, isn't
Yeah.
it? Look,
That's fantastic.
it's not the itchy one that I used to have.
No.
That you have to put the band-aid on your nipples. It's the cotton one that the players used to wear.
No, the nice one. That's beautiful.
Alvin Martin. Now, I think that he could have gone to any club at the time
Yeah.
and could have won everything, but he stayed with West Ham.
He did.
And yeah, everyone says, "Oh, Ferdinand was a better player." Yeah, probably just because he went. If Alvin Martin had gone, he could have got into any team during the 80s. Any team at all. He could have got into any of the top teams, and not only in England, he could have got into any of the top teams in Europe. Brilliant player. Now, does anyone know the mural on Priory Road?
Yes, I interviewed the guy who did it. Called Nasher.
Every single time I walk past
Yeah.
that, I say to myself, I've got one of those.
Oh.
And
Number
yeah,
4.
it is.
That's
Billy
brilliant.
Bonds. Extremely hard to get a Billy Bond shirt because everyone wants a Trevor Brooking or a Billy Bond shirt. It's
Yeah,
like,
of course they do.
took years and years and years and years to actually get one. I had one. I had a number 10, but my mum threw it away. So,
yes, yeah, threw it away. Yeah. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Rio was very unlucky that he didn't get in over Alvin, but I mean, when Alvin came, I was a teenager and he played until I was about 25, 26.
Yeah, awesome.
He was always in the team. You had Alvin Martin, you had Trevor Brooke, you had Ray Stewart, Bonds. If you've gone through and grown up in the era, you just can't keep them out of the team. No,
it's true. It's true. No. It's what people say. Yeah, people say, you know, when your favourite, they say your favourite music is when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Sort of, and it's the same with footballers, definitely, because my era, I just looked at that picture, and there's a lot of Dr. Martin sponsors on there.
Yeah.
And that was my era.
You went to football.
Yeah.
You grew up with it. Music, I do sound stupid when I blare Rick Ashley out of my car now, actually. It's about... No, I don't, actually. I have to give it that. I'm going to move on.
Go on then. Here we go.
Midfield.
Go for it, Mike.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Is the one and only Trevor Brooking.
Has to be, yeah. That's a nice shirt.
In 1970. There you go.
Very topical, because it's very obviously of our away strip this year.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Absolute class. Absolute brilliant football player. And I've talked to a lot of players who played against him, and they said we knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
And he always just dropped the shoulder, look, take the ball and pass it. And they all said we knew what he was going to do, and he was very slow, and yet we couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
So we just knew he was going to drop the shoulder, take the ball over. I had to look at it.
I used to do his tongue
Mark
out
Noble,
as well.
Do you know the swivel?
Yeah. Or the
Yeah. It's called the Mark, and they all know he's going to do it. And I mean, it's not particularly technical, but they just can't stop him either. It's just like, I'm going to do my swivel here, and it. Right.
Famously the Parker pirouette before it was the Noble swivel.
The Parker pirouette. He was a fantastic player. Actually, he was extremely unlucky to get in, because he was probably, at the time he played for us for 3 years, he was probably top 3 players in England. Paul Parker. He totally carried our team with some very, very poor players in that team.
Yeah.
And there are a few of the fans who say, yeah, I know, but he went to Tottenham, but he didn't want to play in the Championship.
So did Martin Peters.
Yeah. And Bobby Moore actually wanted to go with him, but Ron Greenwood wouldn't sell him. So
and it's all conjecture, isn't it? It's all.
I mean, he didn't want to play in the Championship, so
fair enough.
And I mean, it was his best offer, and he did get his England cap for it. So
yes, exactly.
I'm not going to say anything against him.
No,
right?
Me neither.
Who's going to play beside him now? Why he's not out on the left, you'll probably gather soon. But Alan Devonshire.
Oh, look at that! That's a fantastic shirt. Good old Dev. Classic, isn't it? It's like you're right with the like the era like that. That's Devonshire. When I think of that, it's either him and Cotty in that shirt.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
He's at number 6, and I have a look at. We've had some decent number 6s.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant football player until he got injured, and he had to change everything after he got injured. How he ran, how he played, and so. Come back from the injury and to be part of that, unbelievable, an extremely humble guy actually. Extremely humble. I asked him to sign the shirt and he said he didn't want to ruin it. There you go. I don't want to ruin it. It's better I don't sign it. There you go. He actually said
funny.
that.
That's brilliant. I love that.
Now, right midfield. Here we go. I've got a shirt here which I'm going to show you. And I bet you haven't seen it before.
Okay.
Here's
Yeah.
And if you notice, it has a European number.
Oh, yeah.
There's no lion in the bag.
There's no Premier League lion.
Have a look at that. You haven't seen that before, have you?
No.
No.
What's the story with that one then,
I
Mark?
picked it.
Yeah.
The story with that is we were playing home to Met in the Intertoto Cup final.
Yep.
And we had some bad publicity about our ticketing during the first 2 games.
Yeah.
High prices. And then a couple of days before the game, we actually got into all the newspapers about how much our kit cost.
Yeah.
It was the most expensive kit in the Premier League. And we were going to wear this at home to Mets and if we got into Europe. And because of the bad publicity, we pulled it at the last second. And we wore our away shirt at home. And we didn't have to. But we did because Mets only came with their purple shirt. Because we'd applied to wear blue. And I got one.
That is incredible.
And Trevor Seager, hold on, he was a great player as well.
Fantastic player. One of my favourite players of all time.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Fantastic player. Now,
resurrected his career.
Who almost got in his place was... Because I have to tell you about the shirt.
Of course.
If I can find it.
You have 714 there, so you know. Oh wow, Brussels 76. Wow.
I nearly played Graham Padden there on the wrong wing, and it's because there's a great story about the shirt. You interviewed German for Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Bubbles and Norwegian. I did a piece for them in the early stages. Where are they now? And I done a telephone interview with Francois van der Elst.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he swapped shirts with anyone, and he said he did. He thought it was Trevor Brooking. He thought it was a number 10, and he made me wait like a quarter of an hour. He just put the phone down and totally disappeared, and he came back and he goes completely out of breath, and he's gone, no, I swapped with your number 8. I don't even know who it was. So I asked him if there was any chance of actually parting with the shirt. And he said, if you come and get it this week, you can have it.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, I turned up at his pool bar at 9:45 in the morning, just outside of Brussels. I flew to Brussels. I got a taxi to his place. He opened at 10 o'clock. It was 9:45. I banged on the door. He opened the door and he just had a look at me. I said, I've come for the West Ham shirt. And he just didn't know what to say. He's gone, are you serious? I said, yeah. He said, I was only joking. I said, he didn't sound joking to me. I'm here. So, absolutely salt of the earth guy. He brought me into his club. We played a bit of pool. He took me to his house. He showed me all his shirts. He had he swapped with a German in the European Championships in the semi-final. He had a Diego Maradona shirt.
Wow.
He had loads of shirts, and he actually gave it to me and drove me back to the airport.
Fantastic.
What
a story.
And it's my best one. It's my best ever story.
That's
I just
brilliant.
went, I'm going to Brussels. And my ex is, what? I'm going to Brussels. Why? I'm going to get a football shirt. And she's, something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You've got to get a life, boy. And he actually told me he didn't want to leave. He was getting
Yeah.
pestered by his wife at the time,
Mm.
couldn't settle, persuaded him to go back. 12 months after he went back, she divorced him and took him for everything he had, and he had to sleep at his brother-in-law's house for 9 months on the kitchen floor because they only had one bedroom. There you go. And he gave me that shirt. Absolute hero. Absolute hero of a guy.
Fantastic.
He's no longer here at the moment. So
I know.
shame. Right, now, on the other wing, on the left wing,
Yeah.
is a guy who scored our very first FA Cup final goal at Wembley. Who's that? Who scored our first FA Cup? There you go. 1964. I wasn't even here.
No. I don't know. I don't know.
John Sissons.
Oh, Johnny Sissons. I know about him.
And he scored the goal in that shirt.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Don't know if you see the badge there.
Bloody hell. That's
There you go.
fantastic.
And is he 11?
Yeah.
And just in case I was having a look, here's the Buckter at the top.
Oh, God.
The old Buckter scene. And a year later, he played in our greatest ever game in that.
Wow.
There you go.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely mental.
Yeah, that's crazy. So to say that I've got a shirt from a game, our biggest game in our history, is
Yeah. Phenomenal.
really sweet. Yeah, it is
Absolutely
actually.
phenomenal.
It's just like, I always wanted that one. I remember
Really?
I was a kid and it was, yeah, I had that in black and white and it was on my wall and I thought, well, I really want to get one of those. It took me about 45 years. I got one. And there's only 10 outfield shirts, so there you
Yeah,
go. Johnny
that's what I mean,
has to
yeah.
go there just because I got his shirts. There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
That's brilliant.
strikers.
Yes.
Has to be.
Oh, it's got to be the man, isn't it? It's got to be the boy.
Yeah. Now, and he's
Yeah.
signed it up there
Oh, that's brilliant.
for me. I'm going to tell you a mad story about Paolo Di Canio as well. I've got about 5 Paolo Di Canio. No, I've actually got 6.
Wow.
All worn. On the day Jermaine Defoe played for us in the League Cup and he made his debut. It was that day, it was September 2000. I called Harry and I asked him if Paolo was going to travel,
Yeah.
because I had to do an interview for Scandinavian
Yeah.
Supporters Club with him. And he said, no, he's not travelling, he's injured, he'll be in at Chadwell Heath if you go down there. So
Yeah.
I drove down to Chadwell Heath and there was about 4 cars parked outside. I pulled into the car park and it was raining sideways. I won't ever actually forget. It was like lashing down. It was raining. It was like hurting. I tried getting out of the car. I thought, I'm not getting out of the car. I'll see him after he comes out. And I could hear someone was singing the Paolo Di Canio song the whole time. It was going, Paolo Di Canio. And I'm like, who? It's either the kit man or it's someone who works in the cafe or whatever.
Yeah.
About 20 long, rainy minutes afterwards, Paolo Di Canio walked out of the training ground to go to his car in a pair of pants and a pair of flip-flops, singing his own song. It was him who was singing. I didn't know, and I just thought, Paolo, the interview, and he's gone, oh yeah, I'll just get dressed. Anyway, he came over and he jumped in my car. An hour and 20 minutes he sat in that car and he talked to me. and he talked about West Ham. He talked about growing up as a hooligan. He talked about his kids, his wife, what I do for a living.
Yeah.
How much I earn, he actually asked me. I think, Christ, you're interested in how much I earn? I was going to say about the same as you earn in 4 days. That's what I earn in a year. No, but he was really, really, really great bloke. Unbelievably great bloke. I actually asked him for a few of his shirts, and I've got his shirt from the game at home to Mets.
Oh, wow.
I do actually have that one, and I seen Saha approaching him after the game. I thought, please don't swap, and he asked him to swap, and Paolo pointed up to the stands in the upper Bobby Moore, and he must have said, I have to give it to a raving lunatic who's sitting up there, so you can't have it. So there you go. I remember that as well.
Well, man.
Right, who's up top? Up top is
TC.
Tony Coy. And that's all because of the shirt. Not only is he's a fantastic player, but he was my first interview for the supporters club.
Oh, wow.
It was just after he would sign the paper to leave.
Yeah.
And I had to fax. There you go. Have you ever faxed? Have you faxed, Ross? Have you used the fax?
I've used I used the fax when I first started work. They'd fax things across, like got confirmation of orders. Yeah.
Right,
I've used the fax, but yes, not extensively.
I faxed a club who told me the facts of the training ground at Chadwell Heath. I had to fax him and ask him to call me and book an interview, and he did, and I called him at his house, and I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I have to interview like Tony Coy, and I'd write up all the questions, and I was thinking, and he was going, "It's all right, Mick," and I'm going, "It's okay, we'll start again." He said, "Look, pretend I'm sitting on the toilet." I went, "What?" He said, "Just pretend I'm sitting on the toilet, okay, and you're talking to me just outside the toilet." And it worked, and I actually got through the interview. I don't think I pictured Tony Coy having a dump though, but so he gets in, and I actually asked him at the end of the interview if he would send me a shirt, and I didn't think he would. For some strange unknown, and he did, and he sent me that one, and he got the entire squad to actually sign it. I've got Paolo Futre, Dumitrescu,
all the boys.
Paolo Futre, Dumitrescu, Danny Williamson, Tim Breaker, Scotty Mean, Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, Harry Redknapp, and he sent it, and I thought, you have to get in my all-time 11.
Yeah, he's such a dude, isn't he?
He sent me it. Now, who's he going to play up front with?
Who is he?
No, that's it.
You're done now.
I was going to show you a couple of
honourable mentions. Yes.
Honourable mentions. How this guy didn't get in, I don't know.
Oh, I love this.
Now,
Crossy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a dude.
And I've got his 1980 FA Cup final shirt, and it's like, he didn't get in because Tony Coy sent me a shirt. And it's all about the shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
He's such a dude.
There you go.
I love him as well.
Yeah, and he actually wants it back. And I'm thinking, you had it an hour and a half and you swapped it with a ginger Scottish guy. I've had it 30 odd years. So...
Can I have it back?
No. Right, no, I haven't said no,
Yeah.
but I haven't said yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't really say. It's, it's an FA Cup final shirt.
I know, yeah. It's the same what you're saying about Johnny Sissons. It's like the fact is, there's only 10 of them, and there's only 10 of them as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And take away the birth of my kids, it's most probably the happiest day of my life, that is.
Yeah.
10th of May 1980. I mean, it's the last time we won anything. It's 40. I was a teenager. Look, I've got great. Well, I haven't got any. I mean, 10 years' time, I'll be a pensioner.
Yeah.
I was at 13, and I was thinking, you can't have that back, David. As I said, I didn't say no, but I've still got it.
He's still got it in Sweden. So yeah.
I took the Fifth Amendment on that one.
Yeah, very wise, very wise. Now,
Right, I don't know if anyone's interested in my shirts.
Yeah, I'm sure there would be.
I was just going to tell them the site, if that's all right.
Of course you can, man. Of course.
www.westhammatchwornshirts.com.
Matchwornshirts.com.
Yeah. I also have to show you another one that almost got in. I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
This is brilliant. I love this.
He wore this.
Yeah.
Keeping us up.
No.
Yeah, he wore that. Yeah, he wore that. He wore that. Keeping us up. And he swapped that with a Manchester United player, and I got it off the player. Now it's not hard to work it out because there was an ex-West Ham player in, but
yes,
there you go. He wore that away at Old Sea.
The game.
While I'm showing you,
we're not seeing it all 714, are we, Mike?
No.
I'm joking. This is brilliant. I love it.
Ever scored in those?
Bugger off. Have you?
Yeah. There you go.
That's mental. That's so
I had the
mental.
other one, but I thought I'd just show you.
Oh, just show the right foot. It's all right. That's what he scored with.
Yeah. So
That's
there's
brilliant,
another
man.
honourable mention, and then I have to let you probably go, Russ. Here we go.
Please be Guillermo Franco. Please be Guillermo Franco. Who is it?
No, there you go.
Oh, wow.
That is the number 10 shirt.
Ah.
Trevor Brooking scored against Hungary 3-1 and the ball got stuck in the stanchion. It's the one that Bobby Barnes was on about. I've got that. There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
that's phenomenal. And that one's in cellophane. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, hold on. They all are.
Ah, you just took them out, let them breathe.
I just took them out.
Oh, man, it's been brilliant. It's been amazing, honestly. Such a unique 11. Love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. Thanks so much, Mick. It's been brilliant, man. I've loved it so much.
Thank you for having me, Ross.
Absolute pleasure. And obviously, thank you to... It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. I could just sit here and just watch them. Absolutely brilliant. And obviously, thank you to everyone for watching as well. Like, share, subscribe. Obviously, we've put Mick's URL for his West Ham match worn shirts. Check it out as well. All fascinating stuff. And from myself and Mick, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
Oh, you do that way. Okay, we'll do that way. And
I have to do the up one because Heathers, he done that, and I got his shirt.
He did. So. No, you're right. And until next time, from me and Mick, take care, everyone. Stay safe. We'll see you again very, very soon. See you.